Welcome to Your Own University. We're with Kate from Kate in Paradise. She's one of our master teachers here, and she teaches in the Body Zone. She is a dear friend of mine. I've gotten to go through multiple classes of hers in the past. There's some more on her page here, and I hope that you enjoy them. And she is all about nutrition and balanced living and really beautifying the inside to create an outside that you absolutely love and thrive with and can soar with. And I say soar because she's also a incredible acro yoga master. Would you call yourself a master? I would call her a master. And I've had the pleasure of being introduced to acro yoga through Kate. And she really walks her talk. I've watched her for the last 5 to 7 years. I was trying to figure it out. It's been a really long time, like a really long time. And I've just watched you walk your talk, and I respect you so much. And it's really an honor to bring you here to Your Own University again and have you in the directory and have you be a part of our community. And thank you so much for teaching and sharing, your genius with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about today's topic. And I'm just so excited to be partnering with Your Own University because I think what you guys are doing here is so needed, and there's so many topics that are just so powerful. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Excellent. So I'm going to take myself off, give you the screen, and we'll have a great class. Bye.
Well, welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about cravings, and I'm going to guide you through a little slideshow, and we're just going to be really breaking down why you get these cravings that are just like you feel like you don't have control. You feel like you get the idea that you want that ice cream or those potato chips or whatever your vice is, and you just cannot say no to it. And you'll like drive to the store to get it right then, or whenever you're shopping, you always get a few, and it's just this craving that you feel like, oh, I'm doing really good. I'm like eating super healthy. I'm like sticking to whatever, type of diet you feel that is working for your body. And then like late at night or when you're stressed or certain times of the month, you'll just totally fall off the wagon and just start eating all these foods that don't make you feel good, don't make you look good, but yet you cannot stop eating them. So I'm going to give you 3 secrets to how you can actually eliminate those cravings for good so you can stick with a diet that's really going to nourish your body, help you have more energy, help you lose that stubborn belly fat, because belly fat not only comes from those cravings, but it also comes from stress. And when we indulge in cravings, oftentimes we feel very down on ourselves. We have a lot of negative stress hormones pumping through our body, a lot of cortisol, and that results in belly fat. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with you, and let's just dive right in. Welcome to the 3 secrets to eliminating cravings. I'm so excited for this topic because I'm someone who used to be in bondage with cravings, and I had such a struggle for so many years, and I totally just had to geek out on nutrition and just learn a million things trying to figure out why I had these unhealthy cravings. And it was definitely a process for me, and over the years, 15 years of just being completely, maybe even longer than that, being just completely obsessed with nutrition, reading every journal, reading every book on the topic, and going through my own personal struggle with cravings, helping hundreds of clients, helping friends and family really learn how to take control of what they're eating and have it not feel like hard and forced and strict, like you have to be on this strict diet for the rest of your life, but actually just being able to listen to your body and know what is good for you. And this process isn't one that is just an overnight thing. It's something that takes a little bit of time, but I've been able to dilute it down to 3 things that if you follow, I have seen time and time again results. People feeling like they don't have this like thing outside of themselves telling them what to eat, They feel like they can trust themselves to make healthy choices. They don't feel like if they fall off the bandwagon one day, they're going to completely lose control and gain 50 pounds. And I've had so many clients come to me and just say, I feel so free. And the information that you gave me was so simple and so easy to follow. So I'm really excited that I get to share this with you during this masterclass. And I really want to start by talking to you about what cravings are. Like what is happening physiologically to our body when we have cravings. And this is going to just help you understand why these 3 secrets that I'm gifting you are so, so important. So there's this connection when we have cravings between our stomach and our brain. And our brain is like so interconnected. And we start to get these like, it's almost like I'm sure you have your own scenario. And if you're joining us, you can always write in the chat or let us know like what cravings like really are yours. For this girl's cookies. Some people it's more salty cravings. Some people it's ice cream or different sweets or a certain type of snack. And when we have this craving, it's like, it just is like this crazy desire that it's almost like impossible to choose the healthy salad over the cookies. Like it just feels like you have to have that. Or that impulse buy, you're shopping and you bought all this healthy food, and then like as you're checking out, there's like the candy bars and the cookies, and you're just like, I'm just gonna get like 1 or 2 of them. And it's like this weird impulse that you feel like you don't have any control over. So what's going on is the state of your stomach, your belly, is affecting your thoughts. And there's a very interesting way that this breaks down in the body. So it's this body-mind connection. It's a real scientific thing that's going on at every moment of every day. Your brain is communicating with all the other cells of your body. And really the root problem of cravings is the health and the pH balance of your gut. So if you've heard of the microbiome, they've been doing a lot of research in the past 5 years and really discovered some amazing things about how important our microbiome is. Not only is it affecting our thoughts when it comes to food, but it's affecting our thoughts in many other ways. It can actually affect your happiness, your mental health, your productivity, your immune system, and yes, your metabolism. So this balance in our stomach is so, so, so important. And this is really the thing that if it's really unbalanced and you have a really unhealthy fauna and flora inside your belly, this microbiome balance, it's going to create these unhealthy cravings. It's going to create this vicious cycle that's running in your body. And I'm going to be explaining to you how that works. So neuropeptides are little proteins, and some of these are even like hormones and things that we have names for just in, common language. But all of these are neuropeptides. And basically what these are messengers. And they're sending information from your brain to your cells and then back to your brain. So, we have this hormonal response to something that's actually a message. It's been sent. And our stomach has more neural connections than our brain does. So it's really like this center of creating associations, creating a pattern, and figuring out how can we keep things the same. So that's kind of like the idea here. It's like it just wants to keep things the same. So if our stomach is unbalanced and unhealthy, it wants to keep it the same. And it doesn't have like this higher intelligence that tells it like, oh, there's actually something better than where we are right now. It just thinks like, we're not dead yet. We're doing good. Let's just keep it the same. So these neuropeptides are constantly creating this two-way communication all the time. And really the culprit here are preservatives and antibiotics and sugars. And what these do is these are all really powerful things that most people eat throughout their lifetime. I mean, most people have taken a course of antibiotics. I mean, almost anyone in the Western world has taken a course of antibiotics several times throughout their childhood or even adulthood. Sometimes they're taking them multiple times a year. Preservatives are in almost any packaged food that we're eating. There are some exceptions, but a lot of preservatives. And there's preservatives that are in our food that aren't even approved in Europe to be put in dog food. But yet, here in America, we can eat, and those of you who are in Europe, you're lucky, but those of you in America, they're allowed to put that kind of stuff into our food. And so this creates these three things. There's some other ones, but these are the main three culprits that really start to create that imbalance in your stomach. They create an environment where there's more acidity, where the pH balance is off, and that microbiome becomes very imbalanced, and there can be yeast overgrowth, acidity overgrowth, and this will create the root cause of these unhealthy cravings. So your subconscious nervous system is really, and your subconscious mind is running like 95% of your actions. So everything that's in the subconscious nervous system is like working on autopilot. So it's like your heart, your lungs, your digestive system. You're not thinking like, oh, I ate that sandwich, now I need to go digest it. It's just happening automatically. So it's an automatic reaction that our body's just programmed to do. And so our subconscious nervous system is connected to our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is that part of us that just wants to keep everything the same, wants to keep us safe, and wants to reduce the amount of stress. Any type of change can be a stressor. So reduce that in our body. And so your stomach and your subconscious mind are very closely connected, and they're constantly sending these messages back and forth. And 95% of our actions are run by our subconscious mind. So our stomach says, oh, we've been having like a lot of these types of foods, or we always have this type of food at this time at night. We need to do it again. Let's send a message, and our conscious mind will come up with a reason, just any reason. It's so creative because it wants to listen to the subconscious. Whatever the subconscious says, let's do that. It wants to listen. So the conscious mind will come up with an excuse or a reason, or like the thinking mind will really like think of an excuse why you need to eat that ice cream at 8:35 p.m. Because your subconscious mind is just sending a signal. It's time. We need to have it now. So you can see how it's very easy to get stuck in a rut. It's very easy to feel trapped inside of your cravings. Another thing that I see a lot with so many people involving the subconscious mind is that your cravings are often like started when you were very young. So you can think of like an early childhood memory, like you did something good and your parents or your teachers rewarded you with like a candy or cake on your birthday or cookies. Every time there was like a celebration or something positive, you got like junk food. You got to eat those chips or those snacks or those candies that you normally wouldn't eat. You got given those as a reward. And so we create a lot of our beliefs, our subconscious beliefs, before the age of 8. So you can see how hard it can be to break some of these cravings because some of them have been instilled from a very young age, and they're actually part of our belief system. That's why people can feel so attached to comfort foods. They can feel so attached to sweets and certain like snacky foods because it feels like a reward. And it actually sends signals to our brain, like pleasure signals, and we feel good. It's a very short term feel good, but we do oftentimes feel good in the moment when we have that rush of sugar or that rush of salt, and we just feel like rewarded in that moment. But then the part that sucks is, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 24 hours later, when you have that remorse and you feel like I overdid it. I had too much, or I promised myself that I wasn't going to eat that and then I did, or I just feel like I'm stuck in a rut and I can't break a habit. And you feel just gross and disgusting and like so like ashamed of yourself. You have all these negative emotions, all these stress hormones coming through your body. And this is really the reason that we get belly fat, that we get low energy. It's a combination of the unhealthy food that we're eating and then the unhealthy emotions that we let flood our system as a result of eating those unhealthy foods. So I know it can sound kind of dark and dismal. I just really want to let you know that these cravings are a real thing. It's not like you being a bad person. It's not you being weak. it's actually like a physiological thing that's happening to you. So you don't have to beat yourself up. Now that you have this knowledge, you can actually not let the past affect you so much, and you can start to take ownership, and you can start to really take charge of your life and be the leader and be the creator of your reality, and not just fall into these old default patterns. And I really believe that the more knowledge you have, the easier it is to change some of these beliefs and these subconscious automatic things that you're doing. So another like glimpse of light at the end of the tunnel that I want to let you know about is that it only takes 21 days to break a habit. So you feel like, I've had this habit my whole life. How am I going to like end it now? You know, I've been eating cookies every other day since I was like 2. How am I supposed to stop that now? And it actually only takes 21 days to break a habit. And it actually only takes 21 days to completely rejuvenate the cells in your tongue. So you'll have all new taste buds within 21 days, which means your taste palette can actually completely change in 21 days. That's only 3 weeks. So you could actually shift a lifetime of bad habits in literally 21 days. So that's exciting because it gives you hope. Like, imagine all those years of creating that habit. You can break it in less than a month. It's super achievable, totally doable. This is how I've broken a lot of addictive behavior in my life and bad habits. I've helped a lot of my clients do the same, and I know it's possible for you as well. So what can you do to stop these cravings and really like trust your body when it's sending you all these wrong messages? So when you have this unbalanced microbiome, you know, there's a lot of people talking about it, me too, about intuitive eating and like listening to your body and all these things. But when your body is imbalanced and it has this addiction to sugar, addiction to preservatives, it has this a very acidic or very high yeast environment in your belly and in your small and large intestine, it's hard to listen to your body because it's actually sending you the wrong messages. It's sending you messages that are going to feed that imbalance and not messages that are going to bring balance to that imbalance. So it can be really hard. And there's so much media out there that says like, this is healthy. Do this fad diet, do this trend, take this supplement. If you do this every day, it will, you know, make you lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks, and like all this crazy stuff out there. And it can just feel very overwhelming, and you can just feel kind of defeated and kind of like, I don't know what to eat. I don't know where to go. And this can feel very disheartening as well. And so I'm going to be showing you what you can do to start being able to trust your body and stop those cravings right in their tracks. I was a victim to cravings for a long time. I recently, last night actually, I was reading through an old journal, and I was reading this passage that I had written back when I was like probably 20 pounds heavier than I am now, and just felt terrible. Felt so like I remember I couldn't button any of my pants. I was like just spilling out of my clothes, like double chin in photos. I was just like, what is happening? I'd always been like really fit growing up playing sports, and you know, I just got on this really downward trajectory, and I was reading through a journal, and it was like, I just can't stop eating. Like, I snack between every meal. I can't even just like eat 3 meals a day. I feel like I have no control. I remember I was writing in the journal, like, why is this happening to me? And I said I felt disgusting and ugly, and just like I couldn't control these cravings. And it was really interesting to read the passage, because I was gonna do this class today, and I just kind of ran across it without knowing that that's what was going to be inside that journal. But it was just such a testament to how different I feel now, and how like I can just wake up and I just can sense what my body needs, and I have like this amazing relationship with my body, and that communication is really like positive. I'm getting all these like great messages, And I'm not getting these messages that are telling me to eat unhealthy foods. And actually, a lot of times when people offer me like the typical things that would be, you know, that people would crave, like ice cream is like a huge one. Like a lot of times I'm just like, no, I don't want that. And it's not like me being like, I got to be on this strict diet. Like I literally in my heart don't want it. Like I don't want to eat it. I don't even like the taste that much of a lot of like really highly processed food. And I don't really crave it. You know, I mean, unless I'm under a lot of stress and I haven't slept and I haven't eaten and I haven't been following these 3 secrets that I'm going to be sharing with you, I literally like never have cravings. And so I know that this works. I've had so many clients that were like, Kate, I feel so free because I don't feel like I'm in bondage to the foods that I used to feel like I would crave all the time. And I feel like I don't have to worry about what I should be eating. I just can intuitively eat and I stay at a weight that I feel comfortable with. I have energy. I feel amazing. And so I know this is possible for you as well. And this is just the simplest 3 steps. But if you follow these and you actually do them, take action, I guarantee you're going to see results and you're going to feel completely different, which is so exciting. So the first secret, so easy, drink more water. Literally 60 to 70% of the time that we think that we're hungry, we're actually thirsty. So our body doesn't really have like a different signal for thirst and hunger. When you feel thirst, you're actually, there's like 7 stages of dehydration. You're actually at stage number 5. So that means like you've been thirsty for a while and your body finally has like a signal that's like, you need to drink something. And a lot of times when we get that signal, we reach for like a juice that's pasteurized, which is basically pure sugar. Don't drink pasteurized juice. It's just sugar. There's nothing healthy about it. Or we reach for, you know, something else, like go get a coffee drink, or we get like a soda or something, and we're not even drinking something that's bringing our body into balance. So this is really important. We want to drink water, but we really want to make sure that we're drinking water that's balanced. Water that has a pH balance of 7.5 or higher. Most water out of your tap, most bottled water, filtered water, has an acidity level around 5 or 6. So, or at least below 7.5. And what this does is it creates a more acidic environment in your digestive system. So you're like, I'm doing this great thing, I'm drinking water, but you're actually just you're staying hydrated, but you're adding to that acidity. So I really want you to be really intentional about the water that you're drinking. I get these alkaline sticks. You can, if you Google like alkaline stick online, it's like this little silver thing that you can like put into any water. You can put it into a water bottle. If you have your own water bottle and you're taking like filtered water to go, you can just put it in there. And it works within 5 minutes. You can use it up to 6 months. And there's a way that you boil it every week or whatever. But I like that. You can also get like alkaline water filters, or you can buy alkaline water, look for spring water. But I would really encourage you to be really intentional about your water. Drinking a lot of water, they did this national study, and it actually was the most effective weight loss technique. Like they did all these things, like they had all these people on like this low carb diet and like all these different diets. And the one thing that was the most effective was drinking more water, literally, because a lot of times we're dehydrated and we're eating in place of drinking water. And so we're eating more than we need to be eating. We're overeating. And a lot of times when you have a craving, if you could just, instead of going for the craving, get a big glass of alkaline water. You can also squeeze some lemon into your water that alkalizes it as well. And you can make like a beautiful fruit water with like lemon and mint and cucumber, and it tastes amazing and it's delicious. And drinking water, a lot of times if you drink enough water, that one thing alone is going to eliminate cravings. And I know we love to make it complicated and we love to take the newest pill or whatever, follow the latest fad, but trust me, so simple. Are you drinking enough water? Most of the people I talk to, most of my clients say no. You should be drinking at least 16 ounces of water first thing when you first wake up. Your body is super dehydrated. And then between breakfast and lunch, another 16 ounces. Between lunch and dinner, another 16 ounces. And then after dinner before you go to bed, at least 8 to 16 ounces. So you can even drink more than that if you live in a hot environment, if you are working out and sweating a lot. That should just be a baseline. You should be drinking a lot of water. Or you can drink herbal tea as well if you want something warm or something more flavorful, or the fruit water, like I was saying, like add some fruits or add some like herbs. I had this really good like rosemary water the other day. You know, be creative, put it in a jar in your refrigerator, and then take it out and bring it with you on your day. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy, not that complicated. This could actually be like the one thing you do that could change your life. Secret number 2, eat more fat. So this is going against everything, every diet that your mom went on, everything that you heard about when you were a little kid, like fat-free is the way to go. And I was watching like a Seinfeld episode, and it was all about like the fat-free yogurt. And they were like, people were getting fat eating it. And they're like, they can't be getting fat eating it. It's fat-free. And the thing is that fat does not make you fat. Yes, of course, if you're eating a ton of saturated, really unhealthy fat, a bunch of fried food, eating too many calories for your size, of course you're going to get fat. But it's not actually the fat that is the culprit. So healthy fats are actually really, really important. So there's a couple of reasons why. There are our food basically is broken down into 3 categories. Sugars or carbs is one. So this is all fruits, all vegetables, all grains get broken down into a sugar at some point. So the thing is people are like, oh yeah, sugar is good for you. Your body needs glucose. Everything that we're eating is glucose if it's not a protein or a fat. So we're eating plenty of sugar every day. We don't need any added sugar in our diet. So you have that breaks down very quickly. So when you eat a salad that has no fat in it, no wonder you're starving an hour later. You're like, I'm eating so healthy, but I'm still starving. Yeah, because that all broke down into sugar in your system. And sugars and carbs break down in a few hours. So it varies per person. And of course, the type of vegetable or whatever is going to change. It's going to vary. It's not always like the same. But like fruit breaks down in like 30 minutes. So like, yeah, it's great and healthy to eat fruit. But no wonder when you're snacking on fruit, you come home and you're starving, and then you just want to binge eat because your blood sugar has dropped. You don't have any food being digested. You don't have anything getting into your bloodstream, and you need something. So protein breaks down second. It's the second slowest thing to break down, and fat is the slowest. So you want to eat a lot of fats because it's basically going to prolong the amount of time before you feel hungry again. And fat is an essential nutrient. So we really need fat for our brain. It's really important for brain health. Every single one of our cells is made up with a little fat layer around the outside that we need to get from our food. So, and we are reproducing cells constantly. You get completely all new taste buds within 3 weeks. So our body's constantly regenerating. We're constantly creating these new cells all the time. And if we don't have good fat, that means that our whole body is going to be like subpar. And of course, we're going to be feeling more stressed, more weak, more susceptible to these cravings. We want to build a strong body that's healthy and feels nourished and doesn't have all these weird cravings because it has everything that it needs. And one thing that it really needs is healthy fats. So add healthy fats into your diet, especially for breakfast and lunch, because that's going to stick with you through the day so you don't come home after work or whatever at the end of your day and have those like, I'm starving, I want to binge eat cravings. A lot of times it seems to happen at night. So coconut's a great source of fat, coconut oil, coconut butter, coconut milk. Avocado is really healthy, as probably most people know. Raw nuts is a great snack or a great thing to add into your salads or your vegan or vegetarian dishes. Omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in lots of seeds, found in lots of nuts, found in seafood, which is another thing that I think is really healthy to eat. And a lot of animal products, a lot of eggs, if they're pasture-raised chickens that are organic, not fed hormones or antibiotics, That's a great source of healthy fat. Like a lot of like healthy kefirs and yogurts, and even animal products. If you're really intentional about where you're getting your animal products, find a local farm. Don't shop at the supermarket and buy meat. It's not going to be good for you. There's not even Whole Foods. Don't buy it. It's not good for you. Find a local farmer, ask them questions, find out what the animal's life is like, what they're eating. There's a lot of healthy animal fats out there, but we need to be really smart. We need to be really intentional about the animal products that we're consuming. So for our planet, for our health, and for not the health, but the happiness of the animals, obviously. So I could talk about this forever, but my second secret is to eat more fat. So what stops a craving in its tracks? Before I share the last secret with you, I just want to kind of recap and really make sure that you guys have a really in-depth understanding of how this works. So the number one thing, the root problem, is having a healthy gut. So that's your microbiome. And the microbiome needs to be balanced. It needs to be healthy. Probiotics are a great way to make sure that you have a healthy microbiome, in addition to drinking that water, being hydrated, and drinking water that is alkaline. So you want your water to be at a pH balance between 7.5 and 9. And so you can do your research. You can find a water filter. You can go shopping, buy the water that it's, on the label. So be really smart about the water you're drinking and make sure you're drinking enough water. And the third thing is having good nutrition. So when our body is starving because we're eating all the time, but none of the food has any nutrition in it, it's all pasteurized. So they've killed all the live enzymes, all the the live enzymes, and all the antioxidants that are in like unpasteurized foods. And then they've added a ton of preservatives. They've added all these things. A lot of what we're eating like isn't even really food anymore. A lot of times they've changed the molecular structure, like hydrogenated oils. Basically, when you eat a hydrogenated oil, what happens is it basically, there's like a keyhole that says like, you've had enough fat for the day. Like we need all these healthy fats. So that hydrogenated oil fits in that keyhole, but it doesn't turn the lock and open the door. So your body thinks that it's had like a healthy fat, but it actually has been molecularly changed in a way that it can't actually absorb into your bloodstream and actually feed your cells. But your body stops absorbing healthy fats for the rest of that day because it thinks that it's had enough. So eating unhealthy food is like more than taking one step back. It's like taking two steps back, because it actually can sometimes block you from actually absorbing the healthy food that you're eating. Because you can be like, oh, well, I didn't have a very healthy breakfast, but I had a really healthy lunch. Who cares? You probably didn't absorb most of that healthy lunch. So having good nutrition is key. Being really smart about the food that you put into your body is crucial. If you want to feel good, if you want to look good, if you want to have energy. And it doesn't have to be that hard. I'm going to be sharing with you in the third secret a simple rule that you can follow that will make sure that you're getting good nutrition. Also, not starving yourself all day. So many people I talk to are like, oh yeah, like I skip breakfast, I have coffee, then I have like a donut, and then I have more coffee, and then finally at dinner time, like I eat. And that is not a good way to operate. And intermittent fasting it doesn't work if you're drinking coffee all day. That is not the same thing. Intermittent fasting, if you know anything about that, I'm not going to go into that during this talk, but if you are drinking coffee, you are increasing your cortisol while you're starving yourself, which starving yourself creates stress. And coffee creates an increase in cortisol. Stress and cortisol together equal belly fat. So not starving yourself all day is key to not having cravings. You need to eat a healthy breakfast or a healthy lunch. Sometimes I wake up, I'm not hungry. That's fine. You don't need to eat when you're not hungry, but I will make something healthy, like even if it's just a smoothie full of nuts and healthy fats, and I will bring it with me so that when I am hungry, I have something healthy to eat. So make sure that you're prepared, make sure that you're being intentional about your body, because if you want your body to look good and feel amazing, got to pay attention to her. So avoiding the foods that create more cravings. This is so important because a lot of these cravings are addictions. They're actually as addictive as like cocaine in studies where they show your brain and what happens to your brain on cocaine. A lot of times sugar cravings and cravings to certain preservatives can be as addictive as a drug like cocaine. So this is a serious thing. And I'm going to share with you the one rule that if you follow this rule is going to change your life and is going to help eliminate those cravings forever. Secret number 3, avoid packaged foods. So I know you're like, everything comes in a package. It does. And all that stuff in the package is not real food. That's not going to give you the nutrition that your body needs. It's full of preservatives and it's full of sugar. If you turn over the healthy, organic, vegan snacks that you see on the shelf and read the ingredients, within the first, second, or third ingredient, there will be some form of processed sugar. So that means that's one of the main ingredients. And packaged foods it's a business model. They're designed to give you cravings. They're designed to make you want more. They've figured out the exact balance of salt and sugar and preservatives that leaves you feeling like, oh, this tastes so good, but I want more, like not satisfied. You're not getting all 6 tastes in your diet. You're not feeling emotionally, mentally, or physically satisfied. Preservatives, sugar, and MSG are the 3 culprits that are in a lot of packaged foods. I would say 98% of packaged foods have one, if not all 3 of those ingredients in them. And they're not like, they're written in a weird way, natural flavoring, or some weird long word that you don't even know what it is. If you don't know what is in what you're eating, you shouldn't be eating it, because trust me, the FDFA does not have your best interest in mind. They have the best interest of the businesses that are selling you those products in mind, because they're in cahoots. So be really smart, read your packages, educate yourself about what you're putting in your body. If you turn it over and there's only 3 ingredients and you know what they all are and they're all whole foods and one of them isn't sugar, or like rice syrup is one that I always see, or high fructose corn syrup isn't a ton of stuff. I mean, just read your package. Sometimes there's sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and like a bunch of other stuff that's all sugar. And then there's a bunch of other things that are all preservatives. It's like you're mostly eating sugar and preservatives. So really start to be smart about it. If you follow this, if you don't eat any packaged foods, you will eliminate your cravings. So I want to give you a challenge. I want to leave you with a challenge. This is your action steps. It might feel overwhelming, but remember, you may have spent your entire life creating these cravings. You may have literally started at the age of 2 with this association that is programmed into your subconscious mind, that is running you on autopilot. But by following this challenge, you can literally break that cycle, literally like a lifetime. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can break that cycle if you follow this. And trust me, I've walked a lot of my clients through this process. It can feel overwhelming at first, but if you make up your mind, it's not actually as hard as you think. So eliminate packaged foods for 21 days. So remember, it takes 21 days to break a habit, 21 days to get all new taste buds, have a whole new flavor palette. So eliminating packaged foods for 21 days. Don't eat anything that comes in a package. Just that's your only rule you're following. You can eat everything else. Just don't eat anything that comes in a package. And drink your water, 16 ounces of pH balanced water, first thing in the morning, before lunch, before dinner, and before bed. And do that for the 21 days. And then infuse your breakfast and your lunch with as much healthy fats as possible. so that you're going through your day feeling full and feeling nourished. Like there's a lot of times where I will make such a nutrient dense, healthy, fat dense breakfast and I'll eat the breakfast kind of late. Like I'll drink a lot of water in the morning. I'll eat my breakfast like kind of maybe on the go or like a little bit later, like around 10 or 11. And then I won't even be hungry till dinner time. And then at dinner time, like I'll just crave like something healthy, like salad or fish, or like salad with like a bunch of nuts and avocado in it, or like vegetables, something like super simple and super healthy, super easy to make and super good for me. And I'll go to bed and be like not hungry at all and not have any late night cravings. Happens all the time. And I follow these 3 rules almost every single day of my life. And the thing is, the cool thing is after the 21 days, then you have that opportunity to feel that like sense of freedom. Like you can actually start to trust your body. You can actually start to trust your cravings. Like now I trust my cravings. I'm like, oh, I feel like I need more protein. And I'll have some more protein. I'll feel really good. And I'll be like, I feel like I don't need to eat like lunch today, or I don't need to eat dinner today, or I don't need to eat breakfast today. And I'll listen to that and I'll feel fine. I'll feel great. I'll wake up the next morning with tons of energy, with like a nice hearty appetite. And it's amazing when you can create this relationship with your body, where your body really starts to trust the choices that you're making, so that you can start to trust the messages that your body is sending you, those subconscious messages that are running the show. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to stay in touch. My website is caneparadise.com. I'm in the directory here in your own university. Let me know how this goes for you. Tell me about your challenge. Let me know how you feel after 21 days. And if you have any questions, please let us know. I'm so excited that you joined us.
I have a couple questions. How do we make our water pH? Is there a way to make it pH if like without going to the store and like spending a ton of money on pH water?
Well, okay, so those pH sticks I'm talking about are like $18. They last for 6 months. So
okay, those aren't the testing sticks then. That's like it will.
No, it's actually like a little silver cylinder. There's a couple different companies that do it. It literally, if you Google, like I just did Google it the other day. I Googled pH balance stick. And it comes out. You can put it in, like I have like this big glass jug of water. I literally just put tap water in there and I put it in, and it lasts for like anywhere from like 5 to 6 months. And you literally can taste, your water tastes different. Cool. My friend came over, she said, your water tastes so good. I was like, it's this pH stick.
Okay. So we probably can get it on Amazon then.
Yeah, you can buy it online. They're like really affordable, like between like 15 and 25, depending on the company.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just get a new one every like 4 to 6 months. And like every week you have to boil it, which takes them, but like you just put it in boiling water. So it takes like 5 seconds to like clean it. And then you just keep using it for the next week. So that is like the most affordable, easy way that I found you can do that.
Okay, sweet.
And not use water bottles and stuff, you know?
And then you were talking about the thoughts in our guts, and you named a big name thing. And I've been doing this for a long time too. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know what that is. You said our guts have, now I can't remember it, and I didn't write it down. I'm like wondering what? Microbiome. What is microbiome?
So it is actually your fauna and flora. It's like the bacteria balance in your gut.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I was like, oh, I haven't heard that word before. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I'm doing research on it, so look into it.
So now I have something to study. So we can boost that by just taking good probiotics and so forth and so on.
Yeah, good probiotics, and then being aware of your water intake, that it's not acidic. There's a lot of stuff you can do, but I think just on a basic level, like avoiding like those packaged foods and sugar, because a lot of sugar will bring it really off balance.
Yeah.
And a lot of the preservatives bring it really off balance. And then a lot of acidity in your diet brings it really off balance, which sugar's acidic, all that stuff. Salt's acidic. So, packaged foods, acidic.
Yeah.
So that's an easy way to kind of, and then, probiotic is like a positive thing that you can, eating probiotic foods or taking probiotics, like adding some good fauna and flora back in.
Okay, perfect. This is an awesome class. My daughter actually walked in and she's like, oh, and she was listening to the water thing and she's like, oh yeah, I'm doing that. Like I read that models drink a whole bunch of water.
They do. If you want to be skinny, drink more water.
Yes. All right. So, and that is also one of our major daily habits. I mean, it's one of the first thing that everybody that enters in your own university gets. It's like one of the first tools. It's like, it sounds so easy, but we don't do it, right?
Exactly.
Hello.
So
Yeah. Fantastic. So thank you so much for teaching another class here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.